What's up? This is Release Rotation. It's Monday, best day of the week. I don't care what anyone says. You got a case of the Mondays. You hate Monday. Get over it. Monday's here every week. You're just going to complain every Sunday and Monday. Oh, Monday's here again. It's Monday. Yeah, it comes every week. Every single day after Sunday is Monday. It's been that way for my whole life. Oh, why do we always get like, oh, I can't, it's Monday. Shut up. Anyways, that's my rant for the day. Wow, what a weekend. Oklahoma State, their first game with a head coach not named Mike Gundy in over 20 seasons against Baylor. Baylor was favored by 21.5. At least the last time I saw it, it might have climbed up even more. But the Cowboys showed a lot of fight. They actually scored a lot of points, most points this season. They showed a lot of fight, a lot of heart, and they covered. They didn't win, but they covered. They also fired their defensive coordinator, Todd Grantham, who coming in, I was like, oh, okay, he's got some experience. He was at Florida, NFL, whatever. I also know he only was there for 3 games, so I don't know what kind of chance you give somebody like that. I don't know if that was long enough. I mean, the things happening in Stillwater right now, it's just such a shakeup. So there's players entering the transfer portal already. You know, it's what happens, especially with a school like Oklahoma State that's not competing for national championships. So your coach leaves, might as well try to go somewhere better and play. I don't blame kids leaving, especially if kids came there to play for Mike Gundy. Now Gundy's gone, so that's where they wanted to play at Oklahoma State, but now might as well go somewhere else and play. I don't know. I don't know, but hey, Oklahoma State, considering, I know moral victories, I hate the term and the idea of a moral victory, but to be honest, Oklahoma State needed something after what's happened the last season and then this season. And especially with a new head coach taking over, Doug Meacham, and covering. There were a lot of fans there. I think Boone Pickens, the capacity is like 52,000 for Oklahoma State plays, and they said there was 45,000. I don't know how accurate that stuff is with attendance. Trust me, I don't know. But I mean, I would say if there were over 40,000, 35,000 people there for the first game without Gundy, that's a huge, huge victory for Oklahoma State. Moral victory. Excuse me. So you got that. Big deal. Todd Grantham, defensive coordinator, fired. So who knows what's going to happen the rest of the season. But just like I said last time, Oklahoma State needs a win. They just need to win a game. That's all I'm asking for. That's all I want is Oklahoma State to win a football game this season against a Big 12. The fans need it. The university needs it. That team needs it. Those kids who are still there need a victory, an actual victory, not a moral victory. So there's still a lot of football left. That was just game 1 of the Big 12 schedule. So we'll see what happens. We'll see how it plays out. But interesting times in Stillwater, as I've talked about. Something else that's hilarious is I love that, I mean, forever, especially when OU and OSU were in the same conference. You know, it's the whole OU calling OSU little brother, whatever. Okay, I get it. That's fine. But I love that OU fans act like they don't care. And then I post about Mike Gundy and everything that's happened, which, okay. And then 75% of my comments are from OU fans being ridiculous. So I just think it's hilarious that Oklahoma State's still living rent-free in OU fans' heads. And they're not even in the same conference, and we suck. Oklahoma State sucks, and everybody knows that. Yet OU fans, not all OU fans, don't get me wrong, but there's still OU fans out there who just can't give up on Oklahoma State, talking about them, whatever. I think it's hilarious. Listen, we're horrible. You have a great team. Go support your team. Go support OU. Why are you jumping in my comments about OSU and you're an OU fan? I mean, I appreciate the comments. Don't get me wrong. I appreciate you watching my videos, whoever you OU fans are, but I think it's funny. Like, why be negative? Like, it's like, you might as well kick me while I'm down or whatever it is, because some of the comments you're like, okay, cool. Why are you saying this? Like, OSU just fired their head coach after their worst season in however many years, and then the worst start to a season. I get it. OU's better. Is that all you want me to admit? Because I've known that for my whole life growing up in Oklahoma. OU has always been better overall. Obviously, Oklahoma State's got their licks in a few times. It happens. Oklahoma State did beat OU a few times in my lifetime when they were in the same conference together. I would love to see them play in a bowl game at some point. Obviously, it won't be this year, but one day, just Oklahoma State in a bowl game would be pretty fun. But no, I do appreciate all my viewers and listeners, and I don't mind the comments. If you're an OU fan and you want to comment, please do. It's fun. I don't care. I like the debates. I like the different ideas and the different sides coming from OU fans. It's fine. It is fine. What else was I going to say here? It was a big weekend for just football in general. What a fun weekend for football. College football was great. NFL was great. And there's still 2 NFL games tonight. You've got the Bengals going to Denver and the Jets going to the Dolphins. And just 4 teams that they all need a win, technically. The only of those 4 teams, I think the Bengals are the only team with a winning record at 2-1. Denver's 1-2. Denver is favored by 7.5 against the Bengals tonight. I always joke that whatever I bet against it and you'll win. This is not gambling advice at all, or betting advice, whatever you want to call it. I don't gamble, but I just was saying the other day that every time I do make a pick based off of spreads and that kind of thing, I never win. Tonight, let's go tonight. Denver is favored by 7.5 right now over the Bengals. In Denver, the Bengals don't have Joe Burrow. I'm going to say Denver covers the spread. So if I were gambling, I would just do the opposite of what I just said and say Denver doesn't cover the spread. And then the other game is the Jets and the Dolphins, and I don't actually know who's favored in that game. I don't really care. Both teams are 0-3, so I'm just going to go straight up win, a straight up victory. I'm going to say the Dolphins win tonight straight up. You know what? And the spread can't be too much. In that game, both teams are 0-3. It's in Miami. If the spread's 2.5, I don't even know who is favored, but I'm going to say Miami wins the game straight up. So we'll see how these turn out. So if I was a betting man, gambling man, whatever you want to call it, I would then pick the Jets because I never get it right. So we'll see how my theory is on picking against my own picks. We'll see what happens. So we'll circle back to that tomorrow, see how I did there. But great weekend of football. Ole Miss beat OSU. And what else? You had Penn State. Penn State got beat by Oregon. James Franklin he can't beat ranked teams. Cannot beat ranked teams. I don't know how many more years you give James Franklin in Penn State. I mean, he can win there. He wins games, but it's like he just can't get over the hump and win these big games. So we'll see what happens in Happy Valley with Penn State. Alabama upset Georgia, which I'm actually not surprised by that because Georgia just can never beat Alabama. And I shouldn't say never. I get it. I know. Not never. But Georgia has a tough time beating Alabama even when they're favored. So it was a great game. There were just so many good games. Last night, for the first time ever in NFL history, a game ended 40-40. That's right. The Green Bay Packers and the Dallas Cowboys tied their NFL game last night 40-40 after an overtime, which is crazy to think about. And why do we even have tie games in football? I think it's I shouldn't say the stupidest. It's one of the stupidest things in sports. Like, I might as well have watched a soccer game. That's how ridiculous it is when you tie. Come on. It's football. Someone's got to win. 40-40. First time ever that score's happened in football in NFL. Cool, I guess. It was a good game. Dak Prescott played amazing. Brian Schottenheimer called a great game for the Cowboys. Micah Parsons back against his old team. I think he had a game-saving tackle if you saw the highlights on Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott, they were towards the goal line, probably inside the 10, and he got through and was running to the left towards the end zone. He may have got in, and Micah Parsons caught him by a shoelace and may have saved that game, may have at least let it be a tie instead of Dallas winning. But that was a fun game other than this stupid tie. Who wants a tie in football? Not a fan of that, but I guess they don't want teams to keep playing. You risk injury, players get tired. I guess that's what happens, but that's all I got. This was going to be a quick one. I don't think I have anything else to talk about. Major League Baseball playoffs start, wild card starts. That's why I'm wearing my Colorado Rockies hat. I don't know if the Rockies will be in the playoffs in my lifetime anytime soon, but that's one of my teams I like to watch is the Rockies, and they were pretty bad this year. Although they did not have the worst record in baseball ever. they were able to avoid that history-making record. So they did not have the worst record ever in baseball. So good for them on that. It's Monday. Enjoy those games tonight. See ya.